Hello and welcome to the Every Other Saturday podcast for the second instalment of our Euros weekly podcast here on the channel and Spotify. So this week we'll run down all the matches. There's loads of matches, by the way. I had to get the scores of, I think, 15 to 20 matches. So we'll debrief them a wee bit. We'll look in detail more to the Scotland-England game, and we'll look forward to tonight's massive game against Croatia at Hampden Park. And we'll give a player of the week as well for that round of the Euros games. So if you like it, share it about. As I said, you don't need to be a Rangers fan to listen to this one. And if you're listening on YouTube, watch on YouTube, subscribe and like the video would be much appreciated. So, pretty good round of week games there. The last time we done the podcast last Tuesday, Portugal were playing. Portugal ended up winning that game 3-0. It took 10 minutes to the end of the game for them to grab all the goals. Hungary went up the end of the park and they got a goal chopped off, but not convincing really at all for Portugal in their opening game. I don't know about yourself.
I've not been convinced about Portugal at all, mate, to be honest with you. Apart from Cristiano, that's about it. I just seem to think playing him and Bruno's not working. I just think every position Ronaldo tries to be in, Bruno's there, falling like a wee lapdog. So I think it's maybe time to drop Bruno, to be honest with you. Just play a team that's going to get the best out of Ronaldo.
Nah, because I've noticed that actually Bruno Fernandes isn't doing anything in this tournament so far. I expected a lot of him. I expected a lot of Portugal. Fair enough, they did get the result in the end, but that was down to a deflection goal, Ronaldo penalty, and then Ronaldo obviously back class for the third. But I'm not impressed with Portugal so far, and we'll talk about their next game as we go down the list. But the game that night was France 1, Germany 0 as well. Pretty good game that one, even though it being 1-0. Germany had a right good go at it, had probably the majority of the ball after the own goal for Hummels. France had a few, I think 2 disallowed in that game. Mbappe scored an absolute screamer, disallowed. Benzema scored 1 disallowed. But pretty good game. France, I expected them to get the win, but it was a bit nervy.
Oh, the 2 goals that were hanging mate, that Mbappe one, I honestly stood up when he did that, honestly.
Aye.
That's what I'm on about, killing the game with that stuff, man. That was just a brilliant goal, but full credit to Germany. Everyone was saying that they were obviously going to finish in the 3rd position, but I think they've got a wee fight and a bit of spirit in them. I think they could potentially do something in it, mate.
Aye, Germany, my dad says anyway, never write off the Germans, so we'll see what happens to them. But I expect more for France going into the Portugal game. They've disappointed so far for me for the talent on show. Turkey 0, Wales 2. What else can I say? I absolutely fucking put myself into a corner with that Turkey prediction like everybody else did. But I honestly don't know how they've done so bad. They've got a lot of good players on that side. They just don't seem to function as a team. And even before the tournament and all that, we're picking up good results. But for whatever reason, it's just not happened in this tournament. Wales looked really good, though. Really good fighting spirit for Wales in that game. Gareth Bale's pass for Ramsey was sublime. And then they get Connor Roberts scores in the 93rd minute or something to seal it up for them. So Wales 2-0. Impressed with Wales, are you?
I'm alright. I'm one. You're on about your hang me with Turkey. We'll get on to hang me with Russia, but I'm hang me as well with Wales. I didn't think Wales would do anything in this tournament. Obviously, the scumbag left the position as a manager. They had a new guy sort of take over. I didn't think they were going to do much, but fair credit to Wales. They seem to, as they were talking about when they sing that national anthem, you know what I mean? They seem to just go for it after that.
Mm-hmm.
But no, full credit to them. They just players in their team you don't expect to do in, but it's, at the end of the day, it's not about big names, is it? It's about the team spirit, togetherness, and they've definitely got that, Jack. Unlike your boys, the Turks, yeah.
Nah,
what happened to them?
Turkey, less said the better, honestly. Shocking performance for them for all games. But Finland then played Russia. Finland had one cut out in the 3rd minute or something like that, playing Palo again. I'd like to look at him so far for Finland, but it's basically a one-man team. Anytime you watch them, it's just Glenn Kamara versus Ivdy. They cannot keep the ball. They don't create anything. Pookie's not fit. It's just like watching Kamara trying to play with a bunch of fucking numpties. That's all it is. But very well done to Glenn Kamara again for putting on a really good show. Done well. They were unfortunate not to get a win, but that game was really poor. I think maybe the poorest of the tournament. Russia, one chance, Miranchuk just before half time it was, and he scores. But what was your thoughts on that one?
It was the same as you, mate. It's just all about Glenn Kamara. They're still doing it. and it's annoying me. And same with the whole disrespectful talk about leaving Rangers and all that. I seen his manager. I don't know if you've seen it with the Finland's manager or something. He's apparently said that he wants him to go to a bigger club.
No,
Well, you go find a bigger club than us.
exactly.
I'll wait. Apart from Barcelona or maybe a Real Madrid or that, you go find a bigger club than us. I don't see him going anywhere. But I mean, you're on about you with the Turks, me with the Russians, mate. I don't know what I was thinking with the Russians. But I watched them last night just get battered in that. We'll get on to that game, but
Aye.
my God, I don't know what I was thinking with the Russians.
They must have been on. They must have been on drugs in that World Cup. 100% have they been. They're shocking. But they got a victory over Finland. Finland looking really poor, as I said, bar Kamara at times. But that was that one. Denmark, Belgium. I didn't see this one. I was watching. I seen the highlights after the game. De Bruyne changed it. Obviously, when he came on, great goal for equaliser for Hazard, and then what a finish for the second. In Belgium, they are looking better than I thought they would. But I want to see them tested against the top sides again.
Aye, definitely. I reckon. I mean, it's too obviously it can happen in football, but I reckon there's a likely chance that they'll play Italy. I reckon that's when we'll see Belgium. I personally don't think, apart from Kevin De Bruyne and big man Lukaku, I don't really see anything impressive about them. Maybe Carrasco as well. I always say Carrasco, but we'll see when they play the big teams. That's when it counts the most. But fair credit to the Danish, mate, though. Showed a lot of heart after what's happened, and thank God they've, you know what I mean, a bit of payback there to get through, honestly, on the Finns there. So, well, in the Danish, we're all behind them.
Aye, 100%. Denmark putting up a really good account of themselves last night. We'll talk about that in more detail when we go down. But Belgium, as you said, I want to see them tested against the top sides because they usually fall apart at that point. Like they have a strong sort of run and then they just fall apart. So look forward to seeing their run. Ukraine 2, Macedonia 1. I didn't see this one. I was working all day on Thursday, so I didn't really see any of the games. But Macedonia grab another goal. The shock of the tournament, them even scoring, and then Ukraine get another 2. It was our scorers for the game against the Netherlands. It scored again, Yarmolenko and Yaremchuk. So Ukraine narrowly missing out. But it was a good victory for them there against Macedonia. One you expect them to win.
I definitely. Listen, Gianni Alioska getting the goal as well. Missed the penalty and then get the rebound. But see, for me, I know it might be a bit of hanging, but that Group C was the most enjoyable group so far for me. I just enjoyed majority of the games that were played in that group. I know everyone might have looked at that and thought it's a bit of a done group, but a lot of good football got played in that group.
Aye, a lot of good football in that group. Impressed with Ukraine to an extent as well because I didn't expect them to have, even though they get beat against Netherlands, I didn't expect them to really do much either. But they've surprised me with that one. Netherlands 2, Austria 1 was the next result. I watched the second half of this game. Didn't see the first, but the goals came in the second. Denzel Dumfries scored again. I think it was Depay. I can't actually remember, but Netherlands are looking good with 8 players. Dumfries definitely likes to get forward. I'm impressed with him so far. Right back, Wijnaldum, just loving him in this tournament so far. Depay's running the show at times as well. Strong for Netherlands. I didn't expect them to really do much. Again, similar to Belgium, but they've surprised me a bit.
They have been surprising since Scotland should have beat them in that friendly we played them against. But I think now they're actually just starting to play their strength team. Frankie Dior's one that's going under the radar for me. That guy is just fantastic. What a footballer he is. But I'm impressed with the Dutch, and I do think they could go far in this tournament for me, mate.
Yeah, they could definitely go far. I don't know how their run sort of works out, but we'll look forward to that in the last 16 in that. But good result for them in that one. Croatia 1, Czech Republic 1 at Hampden. Croatia have just disappointed this tournament so far. Patrick Schick gets another one. I wouldn't say it was a penalty right enough, but 1 each. Perisic scored a cracking goal, and probably fair. I draw for that one, 1 each.
Listen, that game was born. I'm just saying it straight. That game was born. I had no interest in it. I don't know. See the whole thing with the penalty. Like, I don't know. Maybe the guy, you know what I mean, a bit of fake blood or something, put his finger up and cut himself. Do you know what I mean? I'm bleeding. But no, that game was boring, mate. To be honest with you, lovely goal
Aye.
for the Croatians though.
Aye, great goal
Lovely
for
goal.
them, but poor game that one. Sweden 1, Slovakia 0.
Oh, you want to
I
talk
don't
about
think I've seen
boring
this one
games?
either.
You want to talk about boring games? First half, that is the most boring football. You were on about whatever game there. That was
Mm-hmm.
the most boring game I've seen. I turned it off. I put something else on. I can't even remember what I put on. That game was boring. Honestly,
Aye,
my dad says all the time, "You'd rather watch paint dry than watch that." Honestly,
aye.
that was a wrong game of football, mate.
It was a penalty as well in like the last 10 minutes they scored. So that shows you how boring it was. I didn't see it. I wasn't watching it. And the Spain 1, Poland 1 game as well. I was working, so I didn't see that either. But Spain are they're lacking experience for me. Like a lot of good players, but they're just lacking something in that team. Like they just can't really seem to get it over the line. Maybe Morata starting up front is a problem. He got the goal right enough. But aye, what's your thoughts on Spain?
Just, I mean, it's a bit of frustration in terms of Llorente playing out right back. Can we stop that, please? Go with a different formation because you want him in the middle. I know everyone's raving about this Pedri guy. I've not seen anything. What is this? I know he's 18, plenty of time for him to develop and everything like that, but so far I've not seen anything. But up front is where they're lacking. I don't know why the boy for Wolves isn't getting a game. Last minute of the game, you're telling me when they bring him on to just go at it. But I'm kind of sort of disappointed with him. I thought they would maybe do something, but I know a lot of people are saying it's boring. But it will be when you've got Danny Murphy commentating on it.
No.
So
I know. The commentators don't make it easy viewing at all. Apart from Ali and Clive, they're the only ones that actually get me excited watching any game. Oh, the rest of them are fucking shocking to listen to. But Spain, depending on the way the results go, they can still finish bottom of the group as we currently stand. So they're in trouble, but they could get out of it with a victory. So we'll need to wait and see if they get their first one of the tournament. And then the big shock was Hungary 1, France 1. Hungary are, every single time they play in the Euros, just seem to put on a show for the fans anyway in Budapest. That stadium was rocking when they scored that first goal. And then France get back into it with Griezmann. But disappointing for France again. I don't know what's happening with them this tournament. Just don't seem to really be clicking.
nah, I agree, mate. Who's that boy that plays at Juventus? He was at PSG.
Or Rabiot.
Don't rate him at all. Why is he playing? I really don't rate him at all. I think they've got a lot of better players on the bench that they could play instead of him. I don't know what it is with the French, but I give full credit to Hungary. They came out and they gave them a right good game. Andy Robertson needs to watch that goal. See, instead they try to blast him, go for the bottom corner, son, please. Do that more often. You'll get goals. See if he did that in the Czech one, he'd have got the goal. But no, I'm impressed with him, mate. I don't know. That group's as it is, the group of death. We'll see what happens with that group.
They're still having to play from that group so far, so we'll see how it goes. And then the game at night, Portugal 2, Germany 4. I was actually working again, and I never saw this one, but I watched the highlights. I seen it was 4-1 to Germany when I was able to check my phone, and I was like, what is happening here? But Portugal went one up with Ronaldo, and then 2 own goals, and then Gosens had a tremendous game. Apparently for left back, he gets a goal as well. Havertz and Jota gets a consolation. What was your thoughts on that one?
Just total football for the full 90 minutes, mate. Ronaldo, I knew Ronaldo was scoring. I knew because Germany just kept applying that pressure. As soon as Ronaldo got the chance, he took it. Lovely bit of skill from him and all. I don't know if you've seen that, where he just sort of looks away and he just. That was lovely. But try and doing that when your team are down, do you know what I mean? But no, full credit to the Germans who were written off going into this tournament that they weren't going to do anything, and they've come out fighting. So let's hope they draw England and go through, yeah.
I know there's still time for Germany anyway. They've got Hungary now, so you'd maybe favour them, but who knows against Hungary at this point? They've gave everybody a good game so far, so we'll see. Italy 1, Wales 0. That was a bore-fest game. Like Italy are through. Wales are just sort of waiting on results to go through as well. Italy with a second-string team as well, looking very good. Pessina, I'm sure it was that grabbed the goal for a set piece. But 1-0 was easy done, and Italy are 9 points so far for the groups.
Well, there's just getting on to Wales, mate. It's annoying for me personally that they're not giving somebody like Tyler Roberts a chance. I don't know what Tyler Roberts has done that to get a chance. Premier League player playing for Leeds. You know, he's a creative player. I don't know why you wouldn't bring him on, but sort of with this kind of group, partly the Group B, I think it's a bit predictable and a bit boring now because both teams know they're through, so they don't really need to go for it. But I think it's all about the night, mate, to be honest with you. I think the second part of the sort of group tables are more exciting. But nah, that one wasn't the best game at all.
Nah, but yeah, Borefest. And then 3-1 to Switzerland v Turkey. Xherdan Shaqiri always finds a way to do something in a tournament. I was watching his highlights for even the 2014 World Cup, 2016 Euros, 2018 World Cup. Like, he always seems to come up with something. And again, in this tournament, he's grabbed himself two and an absolute screamer for the first one. In Switzerland, 3-1 victors against Turkey, who also scored a screamer. So I can credit something for Turkey. But apart from that, Swiss looked good. 3-1 victory.
Some good goals scored in that game, mate, to be honest with you. I think everyone was watching the Italy-Wales game, but that game should have probably been on, to be honest with you. Some absolutely beautiful goals in that.
Aye, more entertaining than the Italy game anyway. And then last night's games then, Finland 0, Belgium 2. Finland, they hung in there for as long as they could, but it just got to that point where they were going to concede any time. Thomas Vermaelen, it was as well. I forgot he was still playing until I seen him pop up with a header. But Finland didn't create much at all, really. As I said, Glenn Kamara again was the only player that seemed to know what passing a football was. And I was disappointed. I was wanting Finland to get through for Glenn, obviously, but they just come up short. Still depending on third place, but I think you'll need 4 points to really go through in third. So Belgium, Lukaku again with another cracking finish as well.
I know, I can't fit. Listen, I was watching the first half of that game. I thought, this is boring. I put the Danish on, and they turned up and they excited me, mate. That game was fantastic, honestly. So you were on about you with Turkey. I don't know what I was thinking with Russia. I don't know if you've seen the second goal for Denmark. I don't know what that is. That's Sunday.
They get absolutely pumped. 4-1. Denmark won.
Screamery a goal by that boy who plays for Chelsea, honestly.
I think that's my goal of the tournament so far. Let's see the amount of power he got on that ball. Absolute fucking rocket, man. But Denmark, I didn't see much of the game bar the highlights because I was watching the Finland game, but 4-1, done their full country proud, that obviously due to the circumstances and all that, and you love to see that. So proud of Denmark for even getting through it.
They've got a good tie. They've got a favourable tie against Wales, and they should fancy themselves in that game. Should be a good game, hopefully. I
think they're really evenly matched, they two. Could go either way. I feel that both teams will fancy going through in that one, so I'm excited for that game in particular. Macedonia 0, Netherlands 3. This was again a dud game. Netherlands know they're through, but Depay scores. Depay assists 2 for Gini Wijnaldum. And I'm just loving the two in this tournament so far. Makes me sad that Wijnaldum's going to be moving to PSG. But great all round for the Netherlands again. Obviously, they're going to beat Macedonia, but 3-0, easy days.
3-0. Credit to them, as you're saying. I'm enjoying Gini as well in that position. It's a bit you don't really notice him at Liverpool and sort of the position he's played, but you'll notice him more throughout this tournament. I think SG might look to play him there. But I'm enjoying watching the Dutch. I think Frank de Boer deserves some credit. I know there was some stick that he was apparently getting in for the Dutch. So credit to the guy, man. He's got all three games won. So fair play.
Aye, fair play indeed, and scoring plenty of goals as well. So good to see for the Dutch. And then Ukraine, Austria, 1-0 to Austria. That goes in Scotland's favour. You didn't want a draw in that game, but one of them won. Austria win. It was a great goal as well. And Austria finish, was it second in that group now? So
they play Italy.
They head through. So Italy, I don't really think will have any problems with Austria, but you never know. And then the big one of the full match week, Scotland v England. Everybody was looking forward to it. Friday night at Wembley. Give me your thoughts on the 90 minutes.
Just proud, mate. Just proud of every player that was on that park for us. Billy Gilmore, as I say, just stole the show. I've got to take my hat off to players like Cal McGregor and O'Donnell that I've been critical. I don't think I'll criticise Cal McGregor again, to be fair to you, because just that performance against, you know what I mean? It's the same as always with England. They're bigging them up, and then they play us. Do you know what I mean? It's going to be 4, 5, 6, as Rory said.
Nah.
Was it? But I don't know. I mean, if he had scored that goal, I think he would have obviously shut everyone up. But he's still not going to shut me up, Jack. I'll tell you why. Because Croatia are going to play Borna Barisic tonight. So for me, you've got to play Nathan Patterson. Why? Teammates, they're going to know each other's game inside and out.
I hate to tell you, Barisic is out.
Is he?
He's injured.
Oh, fuck God.
He's not going to
Listen,
play.
I was thinking to myself, listen, he's going to play. He's going to score a free kick or something. But okay, right, O'Donnell, you've got another chance, mate. Honestly, I'm not going to be harsh on the boy. He has proven everyone sort of wrong with that one performance. But to me, it's a bit the same with Marshall with the penalty save. Your job.
Mm-hmm.
You should.
Aye.
You know what I mean? You should.
My problem with
Go
O'Donnell
ahead.
is that he played well. Don't get me wrong, he proved me wrong. Like, I was surprised to see him in the starting lineup. I was thinking this is the perfect time to introduce Patterson, maybe, but he played really well. He could have got a goal on another night, really well defensively. But going into the Croatia game, you need somebody that's going to go and you're going to be looking to win the game. And for me, in the right hand side, O'Donnell's not going to give you what Patterson does. I know for a fact O'Donnell's going to start, but I don't see anything for him attacking wise. It's going to benefit us. Personally, that's my problem with O'Donnell. We played really well, but you've got two right backs there. Like, he's just constantly using O'Donnell. Like, why not make use of the two of them? Patterson, I feel, is better suited to Croatia. I feel like O'Donnell was better suited to the England game because we're going to be defending, we're going to be robust and stuff like that. But aye, that's just my problem with O'Donnell, personally. But he played well.
Oh.
Billy Gilmore obviously ran it. I was loving seeing him in the starting lineup. Really well played. Sadly, he'll miss out tonight. Hope he's all right with the COVID and stuff like that. But really well done for him. Dykes had a chance as well. Adams was a constant pest for England. He was a ball carrier for us up the end of the park. And all round, just a really good gutsy performance for Scotland to shut every single person in England up. Like, as you said, that Rory was coming on saying, "Oh, we're playing Scotland, we're looking to score 5 or 6." Like, it's arrogance, and that's the whole thing I loved for that performance, is just shutting all the kind of people up. Fair enough, it's only a draw, but sets us in good stead for the night anyway.
Oh, definitely. But as I'm saying with O'Donnell, it does deserve praise also because of the calibre, maybe the pedestal people put the Premier League players up on, you know what I mean? But I just, as I say, the midfield, for me, see with that midfield, I was just thinking to myself, do you know who's missing for this game would have been perfect for it? Ryan Jack. He would have been perfect for that game. But no, I was just proud of the performance lads put in. They all ran their socks off. As I said, even somebody like Callum McGregor, who I don't really see what's to hang with, but really played well. And going into the night's game, obviously Gilmore's not going to be available, and that's devastation. But I'm available, Jack. I don't need to pull the card out again. No, I don't. No, I don't even know who's going to play, mate, to be honest with you. I think it was probably just going to be the same team. I would like to see Nisbet get a shot. Look, listen, Dykes is doing what he's supposed to do, I guess, but Nisbet puts the ball in the back of the net, and I think he deserves a chance at least.
I think, see if we had been all right, let's say we won against England and we were decent enough for points, I think maybe you would have seen Nisbet. But see, because he's used to Dykes and Adams up front. Like, Adams, I think, is a really good player. Like, I really like Shea Adams. So definite starter for me. But I think it will be Dykes. I was so happy to see Nisbet come on. I was like, right, come on. I've waited a year for this moment to happen. Go and score against England. But it wasn't to be. But I'm wanting to see Nisbet bag a goal at least, because I rate him very highly, of course. But
Tierney as well, by the way.
Tierney,
came back in, warrior. Honestly, guy's a warrior. Love him. He came in and it's like a glove, he fit perfect. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, mate, I just kept thinking to myself, do you know who would be perfect? Ryan Jack would be so perfect for that game, honestly.
Nah, Ryan Jack in the middle of the park, I know, it would have been perfect. Match made in heaven, because that's what you need. That maybe all of us were a bit naive looking at the lineup and be like, oh, we'll get Patterson in, but O'Donnell is that kind of like warrior type. Like, he's not gifted. He'll put the ball away and make a tackle and that. But like players like him and Callum McGregor and McTominay, Tierney, all the kind of players suited. Even Dykes up front as well to that game. So it's a good point, but it doesn't mean anything if we don't go and win the night now. So Gilmore's out, which is obviously massive. Like, such a good performance of him, just turned on the style. And he's shown, even at 20 years old, that he's going to be up there for years and years to come. He's going to be a really good talent for Scotland and Chelsea or wherever he goes. But I'm thinking Turnbull to come in for Gilmore, move McTominay back into midfield, play Turnbull a bit more advanced, because you're looking to be going and win the game. It's not like Steve Clarke, obviously, naturally defensive manager. You don't want to see him set up the same way he did against England, because he was obviously playing not to get beat. Whereas this time, you really need to go out all guns blazing. You need to get the result for the nation. So I'd like to see Turnbull in. And I think it'll stay majority the same. I think maybe Liam Cooper will come in and place McTominay at centre half, McTominay back into midfield. And then I'll go on my team. Marshall, I think O'Donnell will start. Cooper, Tierney, Hanley, another one really done well against England.
Warrior.
Exactly,
Warrior.
it comes under that bracket.
You're on about O'Donnell there, mate. That guy was a worry, mate. That guy was bossing Harry Kane, mate, running everywhere and anywhere for a ball. Honestly, I think they gave him a bottle of something before that game, and he just gulped it. But a Warrior guy, mate.
Aye, definitely him in there. He keeps his spot. Tierney, Robertson, I think McTominay, McGinn. Am I missing out? McTominay, McGinn, Adams, Dykes, and Turnbull behind. I'd like to see that personally, but I'm unsure what he'll go with in place of Gilmore. I don't know if he'll just stay safe or he'll try something, but it's all about taking risks for me now. Like, you need to go and take a risk; it'll pay off. Like, you took a risk against England playing Gilmore, and it paid off. So why not try something again? Start Turnbull in this one. That's my opinion. How do you see the team lineup tonight?
Probably the same lineup. I'd probably do think McTominay will probably go back to midfield. But for me, obviously we're going to hang with for Patterson, but also a player that could come in, and I think if you're looking to win it attacking, you've got to maybe put Forrest on there, because you've seen what he did against the Czechs. He almost scored, so I think that's where it's got to be in this route to come in maybe during the game or whatever. I do expect I don't know what he starts to say. It's not that I'm not having the whole, do you know what I mean? Oh, he shut everyone up and all that. I'm still going to be critical of him. He did his job, and that kind of game sort of suited up for him. But he does deserve credit, as I say, because he's level with players that he's playing against. But I just think maybe somebody like Forrest comes in. You have to go for it tonight. I know I heard the Croatian manager saying that the team were a bit fearful because Gilmore got COVID, so they were a bit fearful. They don't want to catch it themselves. But that's his own fault. He was sitting hugging the Chelsea lads. What are you doing?
No. What I don't understand with that whole situation is how he's a Scottish player. He's around Scotland, teammates and stuff like that. And it's the two Chelsea players that have to isolate. Obviously, he was with them at the end of the game. You could see that. But how is he not with anybody else for the Scotland camp doing the exact same thing? Like, after the game, I don't understand it. I got a new Sky Sports thing there saying Mount and Chilwell are both out of England's game tonight as well. So that's definitely happening, but I don't understand that, and I can understand Zlatko Dalic's whole thing. Like, they obviously don't want to catch COVID, but seems to be all right apart from Gilmore. So as I said, speedy recovery to him. But
listen, it's a shame we've lost him. You know what I mean? That's Scottish luck there. Do you know what I mean? The guy plays amazing, and then he's out for the last game, but we need him the most probably. But I'm just thinking we have to go for it tonight. Put Forrest on, put whoever you need to put on, put Patterson in goal. Do what you have to do. I'm only joking. Just do it to win it.
No, you're absolutely right. Just do anything you can to get a goal. But I want to see us score a goal at this tournament. I want to see us go and beat Croatia and the former World Cup finalists, if you want to say that. So, need a big performance.
I just hope he doesn't go full defence. Do you know what I mean? Like, try and be defensive and thing, mate. Just go for it. That's all we can do tonight, is just go for it and hope that we go through. Obviously, you can't underestimate Croatia. Still got world-class players. Modric, thing that scored the goal as well, forgot his name. But they've still got a world-class talent there. There's a boy that's on the bench from him. He's a forward. He plays, I can't forgot where he plays. But he's quite wee for all. Forgot his name. It'll come back to me whenever it does. But they're still a dangerous team, Croatia. I wouldn't write them off. I wouldn't say they're out. Do you know what I mean? They're still a good side.
Aye, exactly. It could go either way. Like Croatia could beat us, it ends up in a draw. The England game as well. All eyes will be on that as well. Czech Republic have done really well. I think they're top of the group at the moment. So they've done well,
I
beating
seen
Scotland and stuff like
seen last night UEFA's like official page put up that the Czech Republic and England are through. But how is it? Is there no a case where England can like finish
that.
third or
Aye,
something? I don't
I'm
know.
sure they can finish third. It can still happen. I don't know what needs to happen for that to take place, but it can definitely still happen. But all eyes are on Scotland. We just need a result. Like, see that, like, Shannon back to that night in Serbia. Like, you need that again. Like, you need that kind of performance to go and
No,
get a result.
whoa.
Not ending up in penalties, but just a big performance. Like, everybody should know what it means. But I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully, get it over the line. Hopefully, some of our players get it. And we mentioned Turnbull, Nisbet, maybe even Forrest at times. But we'll see what happens. I'm not going to go with a prediction, to be honest, because I
No, no
honestly can't
prediction.
predict it. But aye, that was it for the Scotland game. Must win.
It's a must win. And just before we go into whatever next, mate, I just want to touch on something. And obviously with the England game, my boy Calvin Phillips, first game went for being wonderful, joyous, and now they're all gotta get him out the team or this and all that. That's what I'm on about. They're hypocrites down there. Well, I think football fans in general are hypocrites, but just to be like that with Calvin, so not. I just don't get it. Do you know what I mean? The boy, I
Aye,
watch the boy all the time. He is
and
a
it's not even
baller.
him as
If
well.
anybody should be out of that team, if anybody should be out of that team for me personally, it should be Declan Rice. What's the hype with this guy? I don't see it
Aye,
at all. What is the hype with him?
I seen a tweet the other day there, and it was I don't know if you've seen it yourself, but it was a guy saying you've got players like Locatelli and Barella and all that. Kamara wasn't mentioned as well. That you could pick up for however many million, but West Ham want 120 million for Declan Rice. I have yet to see that price be justified at all. Obviously, he's English, he's young. That's the only reason I see that price tag being that way.
Well, listen, I don't. As you say, it's because he's English and that, but I've not seen anything for him. The best thing I've seen for Declan Rice is that video where he's scared, he's lying sleeping and he's scared. Like that video
Aye.
is about the best thing I've seen for that guy.
Aye,
To be
I've not
honest,
seen much from him. And again, in the Scotland England game, he was poor. Calvin Phillips, like, as you said, hypocritical for him to all be on the bandwagon and then jump off after one game. Like Phil Foden, similar. Like before the tournament started, he's got the Gaza haircut and all that. He's going to turn on the style. I've yet to see anything for Phil Foden so far. I know for a fact he's a cracking player, but it's just not working with England, and they're wanting him out the team now. Harry Kane, obviously great with Spurs and all that. They're wanting him out the team. It's just the whole England situation. I just despise it. Like, they're going into the tournament every single time. It's coming home. It's coming home. They've performed really poorly so far. And I was watching that game last night. There was the Belgium game, and at halftime they were talking about England. Like, I fucking hate that. And talk about the players that are on the fucking pitch now.
exactly. No, I'm with you. The best thing about that the England-Scotland game was how confident Rio Ferdinand was.
Yeah.
I can't see England. That was the best thing. He's done that before. Remember, he did it with Ollie. Give him the contract back once. Aye. Look how that's. I mean, Ollie's done all right, but he's still to win it. And in Man United, you need to win stuff. But thank you, Rio, for producing comedy again. I do prefer your brother over you. I honestly, if you watch his brother's documentary, that like heartbreaking, but he seems like a lovely guy.
Mm-hmm.
But Rio, thank you for producing comedy. That should be up there at the comedy awards for a moment or something, because thank you.
See, when I seen that as well, I was like, he's done it again with the Oli thing. That's the thing that came to my head immediately, and I'm just like, it's even at that, like, England played so poor against Croatia, and they're still thinking they're going to just turn us over. It's laughable, and that's what made that result even sweeter the other night.
It just goes to hang with what Graham Souness says. Football ain't coming home with that team anyway.
He put it perfectly, and football.
How Sancho doesn't get a game? How does Jadon Sancho not get a game?
I've seen apparently Southgate, like Jack Grealish for me is close. Like him and Jack Grealish is the best player in the England team for me, right? That's hot take, but I think Grealish is outstanding. And apparently Southgate doesn't get on with him or doesn't want to play him because he sees him as like a partier kind of player. Like, I don't understand that. Just because Gareth Southgate goes home and reads a dictionary, like, he doesn't want to play him.
But Southgate should know, because Southgate had a partier in his team and his name was Gaza.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Gaza was there. He was a partier. Doesn't matter if he produces on the park. That's the main thing. Greenish is a
Aye.
fantastic player. Although I do think he goes down a bit too easy, because he knows he's going to get it. The referees are going to give him
Aye.
it. But now I see them all going, "Oh, drop Kane, play Calvert-Lewin." Thank God Bamford didn't go to that tournament. I tell you that. I know some people are saying, "Oh, he should have took Bamford," but listen, thank God Bamford didn't. I'm seeing Bamford doing lovely stuff and all that. Enjoy your time off.
Aye.
Enjoy it.
The England team just seems a toxic place to be at the moment. For me,
They're going to. I'm telling you, they're going to draw Germany, and they're going to go out. And I say it all the time. They do it every tournament with England. They hype them up, and they love to talk about the goal against us and all that for '96, and they talk about this and that, mate. Doesn't matter.
no, exactly.
Your players aren't producing the goods. The manager clearly is out his depth. I've always thought that with him. They got an easy run in the World Cup. Obviously still have to win in that, but
Still stumbled by though. Like, what was it? Penalties against Colombia. They play Sweden. Sweden are not up to anything really, and then they get beat off the actual decent team, Croatia.
And if Alfredo was in that Colombia team, it'd have been he's not even getting a game.
No, he came on the other day. Actually, he got off the bench. 10 minutes he got, but they get beat Colombia. But that was Morelos'. I would love to have talked about Rangers players more than all these shows, but just not getting any game time apart from Kamara.
Listen, it doesn't. As long as, for me, it's the main thing is that they're obviously still training and things like that, keeping themselves fit, because clock's ticking, man. It's coming soon. That Champions League tie, and I'm looking forward to it.
Exactly, we're all working towards that now. But we'll round off the episode then with player of the week, player of the second week of the Euros. I've got a few wrote down that I could give it. I've got Gosens for Germany, great performance for him and Germany. Shaqiri, really good performance for him. Wijnaldum again with Depay, the two of them. But I'm going to give it to Locatelli for Italy for his brace against who was it again? Can't mind who they played. Was it Switzerland?
Switzerland.
Aye, so his brace, and for me, he's just been running the show in the midfield with Barella. So my player of the week is Locatelli.
Good choice, mate. But I'm going to. I mean, you could go with some of the players that I did list off there. I did have them sort of kind of noted down, but for me, it's Kevin De Bruyne. Changed the game. That's how important he is. You could even go with Lukaku again. Honestly, that I said this guy's going to. I can't believe the disrespect that was on his name as well when he was at United and everything. Like, guy's one of the best strikers in the world. Thank God he went to Italy. He just go with a coach that actually believes in him and likes him. Do you know what I mean? So I'm going to go with Kevin De Bruyne, but I just think he.
A really good shout again. Just as soon as he came on, just completely lit it up.
Listen, I know you've got the Italians down to win it, but listen, seen that Wales game. They didn't get to play their game. They disrupted them. They didn't allow them to play that, but they were looking to play. So we'll see how they go with big teams. But I don't know, man. I'm just focused on. I'm
backing the Italians, man. They're looking really good.
Listen, I'd back them and all. Their food is sensation. They'll have some Italian style, mate. You know.
Of course. But that's the second week of the Euros then for our podcast. As always, if you like it, share it around with everybody that likes football. And if you're watching on YouTube, if you could like and subscribe. It's a bit something different to the Rangers content, but that'll be back after the Euros. So, that's Evan. Is there anything else you'd like to
say? Just let us know positivity for this evening. Let's just go for it, man. I want the bagpipes in the corner. You know what I mean? Get Drew McIntyre coming out swinging a sword or something. No, just he's the win. He is the win. Go for it, man.
That is the main thing. Scotland win the night.
Put John Kavanagh up top, eh?
He'd do a job. He'd hopefully get us a goal eventually, but
he's the best manager in the Premier League, isn't he?
Aye, of course. But that's all for us. Hopefully Scotland get the result tonight, and then next week we'll hopefully be talking about the round of 16. So cheers for listening, and we'll catch you after.